Okay guys, so if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I am thinking of doing a naturalistic terrarium for my Crested Gecko. Now, I've always wanted to do this but never really gone for it, but this time round I'm going for it. And I did buy 3 plants. There was a weeping fig, a bromeliad, I think that's how you pronounce it, and this fern. And the weeping fig didn't really fit in the tank, and if it breaks even the leaves, it oozes this white stuff which is an irritant and can be toxic to dogs and cats, so I don't really want my gecko licking from that just in case something bad comes out. The bromeliad doesn't tend to last too long, so I wanted something that will last long, so the only one I'm keeping out of the 3, I'll probably keep the other 2 in the house, but the only one I'm keeping for my Crested Gecko is this, and this is a type of maidenhair fern. Now it's not the strongest of plants, so it's not obviously going to be one that Isla can climb, but I'm hoping that it will grow out and it will be a really good shelter for her, because obviously when you have live plants in a terrarium, you're going to need some form of lighting for them, special lighting, and I'm getting the Arcadia Jungle Dawn, and I believe it's quite bright, and I don't want her eyes getting damaged. I'm not going to keep it on all day or anything, just for a little bit for the plants. Not all the plants are quite good with just little bits of light. They don't need bright light, so I'm not going to be keeping it on for long every day, but when it is on, I want her to get lots of shelter. So this is the main thing that's going to give her some shelter. Obviously, at first, this is probably going to be quite sparse when you first plant all this stuff in the tank, so I may have to incorporate some artificial plants as well, just to help with shelter and to fill it really out. The next plant we're looking at is very small. It's a type of earth star, I believe, and I bought it for a small bowl terrarium before, and it was just, you know, when you make the little miniature gardens in a bowl, and it did not do well. This is meant to be bright red. Apparently in the best light conditions it will come out bright red, so that'll be a test for the light that I've got. This one, I hope it thrives in the tank, and it's quite strong leaves, and I believe it's safe for Crested Geckos, so that should be good. Next we have a house leek. I picked this up at a fair for like 50p, and I wasn't sure what to do with it. I was going to put it in my terrarium, but since other stuff doesn't do too well in it, like that earth star, I've been really debating what to do, and it turns out I think Crested Geckos can have these in their tank as well. I believe it's a succulent, and it's already got a little pup. I believe you call it a pup when they all start sprouting out. But yeah, it's got that, so that should spread out and it should be quite nice. I also collected these 2 spider plants. You take a little cutting because they sprout out all the time. I put it in dirt. Oh yeah, there's some roots growing already. That's good. I put it in dirt the other day. What you want to do is get the roots to come out. The next ones I got from Pro Rep. These are their air plants. Now, they've all got very long names, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce them, so I'm just going to write their name on the screen. These obviously look very bland when you first get them, but if you actually Google image what they look like when they flower, they're really pretty. And I looked up like what positions they like it to be in, because they all have different ones, and this particular one likes bright sunny positions with moderate damp, so I know for this one I can actually put it near the top of the tank where there's going to be lots of bright light. Now this one really doesn't look that appealing. It looks kind of grassy, but seriously, if you Google this one, the flower is so pretty, and it's suggested that this gets like the brightest light, but it says avoid direct sunlight all day. So I guess if you had that in your house and you had bright sunlight coming in, that wouldn't be great for it, but in a terrarium that should be cool. But as I said, these air plants, they don't look fabulous, but I'm hoping they will turn out like that. Okay, this one literally looks dead. I got this today and it looks all brown and crispy. Now with air plants, they're quite resilient usually, and if you just dip them in water for a bit, they should sort of come back to life hopefully. But this one usually turns out as a nice red colour, and it does also like really bright light. Now this one literally looks like some sort of weed. It's really long and stringy, and it basically grows like that. And I kind of wanted something like this because it looks vine and it will spread, so I think that would be cool. However, this one likes low to medium light, so I know that this will do well near the bottom of the tank. So there's lots of variety there. I've also ordered some other air plants that haven't arrived yet. They'll probably arrive tomorrow. So there's this one that prefers a bright light and fresh air. It can grow 20 to 100 centimetres in height, and it actually comes out quite pretty, and it grows on wood and so on, so this could be a nice centrepiece. I also got this one. This grows to about 8 to 10 centimetres. It likes bright sunny positions. And then I also got this one that doesn't tolerate as much light as other plants of a similar species. Okay, so they're my main plants, and I know it doesn't seem a lot, but hopefully they will grow and look better in the future. Like when I first do this, it's probably going to look so sparse and just boring, but you know, I'm hoping it will grow. Anyway, the next thing I got was this cocoa planter. Very simple thing. I'm thinking of putting the fern in this, basically, so it just blends in nicely. Now for all the wooden pieces. So I got this bamboo hide thing from Komodo. I was originally going to use it as like a massive hide, but I didn't really know how to actually put it up in the cage. Then I realised I could actually chop this down a bit and make little planters, and they could be like platforms. On top they could have some moss, and they could be platforms because there's a hole here and there's a hole here, so the plant could come out of here, have moss on top, say it's cut here, and Isla could like jump from each one. That's just an idea at the moment. We'll see how things go. Then I got some of your standard driftwood. I believe this is more like bark, and it's a long twig. This would be pretty good because this can actually extend like all up into the right at the top of the cage, so lots of climbing there. Then this one was a bit more expensive because it's very heavy. This is driftwood, and I picked this because I don't know if you can see it. It reminds me of like a skull or something at the top. I thought that was really cool. And I figured you could like plant the air plants in like here, and even on top, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, it's probably out of focus, but you could probably put like a food bowl. So even if I wanted to get rid of my Exoterra food bowl, I could just pop it on top of there. It's like the perfect nature's food bowl, basically. I also have other pieces of wood that are already in her tank at the moment, which I will definitely incorporate into the whole overall terrarium design. The next thing I got was this forest moss. It's a 2-pack, and it actually creates 14 litres of moss. So that's really good, and I'm sure this will be spreading all around the terrarium to keep the humidity and everything in check. Then I got this tree fern from Exoterra, and it's about 12 by 6 inches. There's 2 of them, and I believe it's from New Zealand, and if you keep it spraying it and it's kept wet, it actually grows some type of moss on it, which will apparently look really nice in the terrarium. At first I thought they were sort of like wall panels, so because they're called background panels, so I was thinking, how am I going to stick them up? So at the moment I'm not sure if these are going to go up on a wall somewhere or around the edges, but we'll see. These are normally about 20 quid for the 2, and on Swell Reptiles they were reduced to 5 quid, so I thought, well, I'd just as well try them. So that's what I did. So basically that's all the stuff I've got so far. I'm pretty sure that'll probably be enough for now, because I know you can sometimes overcompensate. You'll think, oh, this looks really small and I need more stuff, but I'm sure most of these plants are really going to actually grow kind of big, hopefully. And the Arcadia Jungle Dawn light's coming soon, so that should be cool. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm actually weirdly nervous about doing this. As I said, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know I keep going on about it, and I keep going back and forth on ideas and not sure what I'm going to do, and I get very stressed out. And so I'm sort of worried that I could do this and it will be a total waste of money and it will look rubbish. I don't know why I'm so anxious about this, but yeah, hopefully it goes well and Isla likes it. And also, I promised I would do some shout outs. Now, I'm not great with shout outs because a lot of my videos are recorded in advance, or the audio is recorded later, and it's quite confusing, so I don't usually do shout outs just because I don't want to leave anyone out, but I'll try to do my best here. So a shout out to Leo Guilfoyle, the Gecko Boy, and Gabriel Falano. I hope I pronounced your names right. I'm sorry about if I can't, but anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has helped, and goodbye.